Hey, Donnie and I have been having a little chat. Thought we'd have one with you too. This is Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. So this week I've been dealing with how the Bible helps us in some practical ways. Monday I talked about dealing with stress. Tuesday I talked about dealing with grief. And today I want to talk about one that's really, really hard for many people. I want to talk about how you forgive someone who's done something wrong. There's a great song by Don Henley called Forgiveness. He says, I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter. And I think it's all about forgiveness. And he talks about how forgiveness is something that you do for those people who don't deserve it. Forgiveness is a tough thing. So what do we do when we've been wronged, truly wronged, through no fault of our own often? How do we handle that? How do we process it? Well, I was talking to Pastor David Fleming about this, and he reminded me that forgiveness the idea is rooted in this concept of letting go, not holding on to something. And how do we go about doing that? You see, ultimately, we're processing this stuff in a brain. And that brain has made chemical and neural connections. And so the pain, the anger, the frustration, the hurt is chemically wired in our brain to be associated with the memory and the deeds that happened, that we're supposed to try and let go and forgive. I haven't figured out how I can get into my brain and rewire it, but I do know that God can. And so somewhere, forgiveness winds up being something like love, in that it's not just a chemical process, it's a deliberate decision that begins to rewire our brain. Jesus said, when he was teaching his disciples how to pray, that part of our prayer needs to be that we will forgive others what they owe or have done wrong to us, just as God forgives us of what we have owed or done wrong to him. And I think within that prayer, which is part of that rewiring of the brain, is an understanding of forgiveness that indicates that forgiveness is in part us understanding our own shortcomings. I'm not saying that what we've done brought on the terrible deed we might need to forgive. What I am saying, though, is we've done our own set of terrible deeds, that we always want God to forgive us and we want others to forgive us. And that should help rewire the brain a little bit by helping us understand that even though people have done us wrong, we're not going to let it be a poison in our mind that affects us. And the way that we do that is by seeking that other person's good, even though, look, some people are abusers, and you don't need to stay around them. You don't need to be with them. I'm not urging that you forgive and try to just put yourself in harm's way. There's a difference between a restoration and a forgiveness. I'm talking about just simply for your own good, recognizing that you're not going to hold on to this with all of its negativity. You're going to release it to God. You're not going to hold on to it seeking your vengeance. You're going to release it to God. You're going to pray for God to help you forgive others by no longer hanging on to it. And watch God begin to rewire your brain as you seek good for everyone in the world. even loving your enemies and praying for those who persecute or earn your distaste. Praying for them is part of forgiving them. And that's what we biblically are called to do, because that will also help you and me. So, that's your video thought for the day. More tomorrow. God bless you.